So are we terminated? Is that what you said?
Mills, Eddie Mills.
Eddie,
we're terminated.
you said we're terminated?
Pardon?
Did you say that we're terminated?
Your access has been denied.
Are we
And
terminated?
yes, ma'am, you are.
So you're firing us.
Effective 9/1. You are off payroll effective 9/1.
Are you firing us?
I will not answer your specific questions. I have told you what I'm going to
But I
say.
have not quit. So am I being fired?
You are being terminated.
Okay.
You are
That's
separated
That's
from
all I...
Welcome to my channel. This is Bruce the Boss, and what you just witnessed were nurses, frontline doctors, or frontline physicians, healthcare professionals getting fired, or as the exact word used by that administrator was terminated, for what is believed to be over their vaccination status or lack thereof, to be more specific. And it's funny considering that not much more than 8 months ago, these individuals were heralded as heroes, which, by the way, before I get into my discussion and our thoughts on what you just saw, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and smash on that subscribe button, like this video, comment on this video. Your interactions on this video and or channel goes a long way with helping to beat the YouTube algorithm that is heavily suppressing any alternative conversations to that of the official narrative. And don't forget to smash on that notification bell, as well as they are also actively going against even those who are currently subscribed to my channel and not notifying them of my latest content, which is usually a couple of videos a week anyway, but a lot of my subscribers are not getting notified. So go ahead and smash on that subscribe button, even if you are already subscribed, just in case. Now I digress. Back to the story, which were those nurses getting fired. I find it interesting because, again, this time last year and all up until just a few months ago, 8, maybe even 7 months ago, before the Operation Warp Speed became readily available, they were considered heroes. They were the face of the propaganda and or the narrative, in that the whole reason behind the lockdowns to begin with was not to overwhelm our frontline staff and our healthcare workers, who were bravely risking their lives, their health, their mental and physical and psychological well-being during a pandemic of a novel virus where there was no known cure, no proven, or at least universally considered proven, effective course of treatment, no vaccine. Everything that was done to treat it was considered experimental at that point in time, and to a great degree still is to this day, 2 years later, just about. And nothing has changed except for the fact that there are official vaccines that have been approved for medical emergency use, and more recently, at least one of the vaccines being FDA approved. And that's the only thing that's changed. And yet, nothing about those vaccines have proven to really be true to justify the mandates of these jabs and or to justify the firing of these frontline staff workers. For instance, for one, you can still capture or get the Modella virus even if you've been fully jabbed or fully vaccinated with, whether it be the one dose of the Johnson & Johnson or both doses of the Moderna, AstraZeneca, and or the Pfizer vaccination, depending on where you are in the world. Don't believe me? Just take a look at the New York Yankees team that caught the virus during one of their series in Florida, I believe, against the Tampa Rays, what have you. Bill Maher is another example. And most recently, actress Melissa Joan Hart, if I'm not mistaken, also contracted the virus and started developing symptoms despite being fully vaccinated. So you can still get the virus despite being jabbed. And then about a month or so ago, I did a video on this, feel free to go check it out. The CDC leaked information suggesting that even those who are fully jabbed have the same exact viral load of the virus when they do obtain and or get infected with the virus as those who have not been jabbed. So not only is the viral load the same, but your ability to transmit the virus to others is exactly the same. Don't believe me? Look at Israel, which is the most vaccinated country in the whole world, especially since they got started on the vaccination process much earlier than any other nation, as early as December of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And as it stands right now, the country is over about 81% fully vaccinated, or at least what was considered fully vaccinated, which were 2 doses of the vaccines that were available, and yet they are seeing the highest number of cases at any point in their country, in the country of Israel, that they've ever seen of COVID-19. And that is including a year ago, 2020, at the height and or start of the pandemic, prior to any known treatment and or vaccines available. And yet the vaccine, the case rate for COVID is at its highest as we speak right now. So as more than 80% of the country fully vaccinated, 2 jabbed in Israel, they're seeing a high level of transmission of the virus, most likely the Delta variant, because the vaccine seems to be most effective against the Alpha and Beta variants, but not the Delta whatsoever. So you're seeing this transmission highly, regardless of your vaccination status. So it doesn't stop you from getting the virus. It doesn't stop you from spreading it amongst the population. So it's like, why do you need to get it then? Why is it so important? Because the argument is that the argument that you are getting it to protect not so much just you, but others, has now been wiped out. The idea that you're getting it to protect yourself, okay, maybe that it will protect you from having more severe symptoms, but isn't that, or shouldn't that then therefore remain your own personal decision, your own personal right, because you're not putting anyone else at any greater risk? Why are they mandating and or treating those who do get fully jabbed any differently than those who aren't fully jabbed, when again, the proof that you can not only still get it but transmit it just as easily, jab or not, remains to be true? I don't know. But I just find it interesting that these once considered heroes of the pandemic, people who we went bent over backwards to lock down these nations for, to keep them from being completely overwhelmed, and again, heralding them as heroes, are now just being sacrificial lambs because they are not going with the agenda. The agenda and those pushing this Great Reset and or Agenda 2030 do not care who you are. If you are not lockstep in line with the narrative and with the set plan, which for whatever reason seems to be getting people fully jabbed with a vaccine that again seems to be failing in terms of stopping you from getting it and or transmitting it, and seemingly requiring now a 3rd jab and or a booster because its effectiveness seems to wear off in just a couple of months. I don't know, but that seems to be the agenda, is to get everyone inoculated with this for whatever reason, and they will throw you under the bus if you do not fully comply. I find it very interesting. If you are one of those who are holding your ground for one reason or another for not getting it, and there are a multitude of reasons, you better be prepared for consequences like this. You either better be prepared to start looking for another job, looking at another company, looking to start your own company. Stand united, definitely, because you cannot beat this machine on your own, but rather you are stronger when united, and there are a large number of individuals who have your back. Be part of a class action lawsuit with fellow peers in your industry, much like I hope these nurses are. And that's really where you need to be going with that. Because again, the argument that you're doing it for others seems to be lost with the fact that, just again, look at Israel right now and their high case rates despite almost near full vaccination of their entire country. So that's just my thing. And I say, if someone else who is supposedly at risk, they should just get the jab and work towards the higher levels of protection that it provides them. All right, but that's my video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. We need to put the message out there that they are coming for any and all individuals who are not down with the program. And again, it's all about a matter of you also taking the necessary precautions to protect yourself if you are on the other side of the aisle in terms of not wanting to get the jab. This is Bruce the Boss, and I'm out. Peace.